Hey everybody, Phil with No Code Ops here, and I'm joined by Bernat from Human Lambdas. Bernat, welcome.
Hi, glad to be here.
Great to have you. So Human Lambdas is super interesting. It's a way to bring human in the loop steps to your automation processes and tasks, which I think is just incredible. I know personally I've struggled on the Zapier front so many times where I just want someone to approve something or want something to be more personalized instead of just like going through a Zap or going through like codified steps and filters. So I'm so excited to learn more. So can you tell us an ideal situation or scenario that would lead to a user of Human Lambdas having an aha moment?
Yeah, for sure. So let me share my screen so I can show a more specific example that might be
Right.
relatable to your audience. And so what we're going to basically show to demonstrate the power of human lambdas is how, for instance, if I were to be, part of a customer success team at a SaaS startup, and whenever a new user signs up, I could just send them an automated email welcoming them, but it wouldn't feel too personal,
Yep.
and that might not reach these new customers, and it might not impress them, and so it wouldn't be great. What we want to do is we want to make sure that every new sign up is really engaged and convinced that we're really invested into making them successful. Um, and so in this example, what we're going to assume is that we have a type form survey that we send to every new sign up, where we ask for a few details about them, such that we can ensure we make them successful.
Right.
Um,
Oh, hey, look. I know that guy.
Exactly. That's the one and only.
Yep.
Um, and so, yeah, in this example that we have already pre-filled, we're going to use Phil as an example. And so let's presume that Phil is signing up to this CRM system
Yep.
that I'm part of and I run customer success for. And
Yep.
so, we have your name, your email, we have your company name, uh, some information about what you're selling. So I know what you're interested in doing with our software,
Yep.
and then where you're based, because if you're based in Japan, we might want to assign you to our Japanese customer success rep, and so on.
Yep.
And so here we have this basic data that we can submit, and once submitted, uh, we have this data go to Zapier, and we route this submission to Human Lambdas, where we have a queue with all the submissions that we want to manually process one by one in an efficient way. And so what we have here is this Human Lambdas queue that we have aptly titled Customer Onboarding. I'm just going to show what or how this process has been designed. And how it's been designed is as simple as that. This is our UI builder, where you have a wide variety of components that you can drag and drop into the screen to make this UI look as you want it, as it works best for you. Like in this example, I'm showing how I'm resizing these components, and maybe I want to have these shuffled around.
And so, Bernard, just to be clear, with these like drag and drop elements, you're essentially taking fields from that submission or from the input and displaying them on the screen side by side with like the action that you want to send, correct?
Exactly. So now we'll see when I save this, which was just showing how I could edit the workflow. Now we see how we have a new task that we didn't
Right.
have before. This is the submission that we just made. As you see, it was
And
created
can
a minute
people
ago.
get like an email upon this task coming in so they don't have to keep this open all of the time?
Exactly. So every time a new task is created, you may receive a notification, an email notification, if you have enabled the setting
Okay,
here on this section.
great.
Yeah, we know that many customers are not going to be, or many users are not going to be constantly logged in.
Yep.
So obviously that's something that makes sense. Once we go into the task, so we see your data that you just, or that we just filled into the form and submitted. And now what we're going to do is we're going to write a personalized email welcoming you, where we use pointed, basically commentary that relates to what you're doing. So like this would be like, hey, Phil, like glad to have you here. We love the Hawks.
Haha.
The
Yes.
NBA.
My buddy Steven's going to love that. He's a co-owner of the Hawks. I'm going to have him watch this video. I love
awesome.
that.
Amazing. So this is just a fun message to welcome you, which is very contextual, which hopefully is going to engage you. And we're going to make sure that on the CRM, you're assigned to the America's customer success team because you're based in Atlanta.
Just to clarify here, on the left, all these things are basically inputs, and on the right, these are outputs. And so you've now done two types of outputs. You've created like an email that will get sent upon this submission. And I'm assuming that'll go through Zapier. And you've also done like from a selection, like a structured data input that was driven by a manual input that you received.
Exactly. That's essentially what we've done. And the reason why we're doing
and all in one place.
Exactly. You know, we're all about streamlining without losing the human touch.
Great.
Cool. So now that we're done, we're going to submit this, and that's going to be the end of this process. Now, after submitting it, what we have basically done is this submission has been captured by this app, which takes in completed tasks from human Lambdas and basically sends emails based on what's been completed and inserts a new row into an error table, which could be where we have our CRM.
Perfect.
And that's it.
Amazing. This is so cool. And my only other question is, besides like, inputs from like CRM, into a CRM for like customer service to manage, what's maybe like one or two other ideal use cases for someone wanting to bring human Lambdas into their stack?
Yeah, so other examples that we like to refer to are things like if I run an e-commerce and I want to have a process for handling returns or requests for refunds or stuff like that I need to do manually, that I want to make sure I vet before things happen. Like I don't want a refund to be triggered automatically on every request, right? That would be potentially dangerous to the business. So that would be one example. Or another one could be like if I run a marketplace and I have people posting listings, maybe I want to moderate those listings or review them and approve them before they're published for everyone to see it. So these are the kind of examples where we know that automation only partly takes you as far, and you really need to combine that human element to achieve the best possible results.
I love that. And I also know, like, a lot of these community platforms that are, and marketplace platforms that are newer, their moderation features are not super mature at this point. So what a cool way to build in automation, because I know a lot of them work with Zapier. So I think that is so, so cool.
Exactly.
Love it. Well, Bernat, so great connecting with you. And there will be a way to find out more about human Lambdas in this edition of No Code Ops. And until next time, see you later. Thanks, Bernat.
Right. Thanks, Phil.